You feel like you don't have a life. Like, who can help you? You tried everything but failed. You've only known failure, defeat, and misery. You've had enough. It's time to change the way you see yourself. It's not so much in changing your identity, but expanding it. You need to recognize and identify with who you are again. The you that you have neglected over these years. You need to get your passion back. Freshwords is for you.
Good day. My name is Denzil Pailman. Today I want to talk to you about the subject of positive living. Positive thinking and positive words bring forth remarkable results. Look, for instance, if you are in the habit of thinking negative, you think negative, you're thinking of life is not always working out for your good. You're always looking for the penny to drop, so to speak. And so the emotions that surround that kind of thinking is normally sadness, depression, hopelessness. You won't make it in life. Now, if you choose to change that script, because that's a script that you've written, a script that you are saying to yourself that life is not working out. But if you choose to change that script to something positive, to say that my life is working out, this is what's happening in my life and it's happening for my good. Immediately there's an emotional shift that takes place in your life from sadness to possibilities. You see life with enthusiasm. There's an opportunity to look at life differently. Most people don't believe that. They experience this breakthrough in their lives by practice or suggestion or by reading a book. And later on, when they actually exercise it, they begin to change. They see the results. They feel happy. They feel excited about life. But over a while, they tend to change. They tend not to believe it because it's something just out of the ordinary. When I'm saying out of the ordinary, I mean that we are so conditioned to see life as things not working out. We're always looking for something on the other side of what the goodness. If something good is happening in your life, you're waiting for the bad. You are waiting. If there's money in your life, you're waiting for the money to end. So we are conditioned to think a certain way. We are conditioned to be sad. We are conditioned to be in depression. We are conditioned to have these constant thoughts that are negative. And so when it comes to positive thinking and all these things that are coming to us as a result, and we apply it, it changes us. It changes our outlook on life. But of course, we are so conditioned, we tend to want to fall back and say, oh, no, I can't do that. We don't feel that we have a right to be happy. And you have every right to be happy. You have every right to feel loved. Our conditioning happened in the first 6 years of our lives, where we were conditioned by our trauma or whatever we grew up in, situations we grew up in. That conditioned us to see life a certain way. And then we developed defense mechanisms. We developed those mechanisms within those emotions. We started to develop how we look at life. We just started to develop our reality, because at those times when those things were actually taking place, we were young and we didn't have the ability to know right or wrong at that stage. We were dependent on our parents. When the parent has a child, we use what we know, because parenting doesn't come with a handbook. Living life does not come with a handbook. The Bible is there to give us reference to fall back on, to allow the changes to make in our lives. But very often we have so much information about the Bible and so much information about books that we have lacked the opportunity to apply it to our life, to actually exercise it. And when we do, it brings remarkable changes. And those changes conflict with the programs that are already running in our lives. These people pretend to be okay, but really struggle with their realities. Now, those states of emotions, they come from our experiences. And often those experiences come from unresolved issues in your life. You see, when we do go for counseling or we do meet with somebody that we respect and we want to share our feelings with, we don't deal with the actual issue. We talk about the problem, but when people go for counsel, they spend most, or that hour or 2 hours, just sharing all the stuff that's on their chest. And as they share, they can feel their emotion. There is an emotional shift. In other words, because the stuff has been taken off your chest, it's no longer on your shoulders for that time. So as a result, you feel much better. You feel lighter because you had somebody to share all the stuff you've unpacked on. But when you go away, after 2 or 3 weeks, you come back because the problem came back again. The problem was dealt with, but it wasn't unpacked. It wasn't resolved. And so that's what positive living is about. When new information comes into your life, it goes through what I say a process. New information comes into your subconscious mind. That's where it's already stored all these hurts and emotions that you've already had from your past. Now that new information conflicts with this old information because now you've seen your life change, you see that things can happen for you and there's changes happening in your life. But the information that is in the past, the hurts, the pain, and the beliefs that you have are conflicting with this new information. There's an internal struggle that's happening. When this happens, there are choices that need to be made. Do I believe this new information that has come into my life with positive living to think and be happy and look at life a different way, or write my script the way I would like it? Or do I continue in this pattern of thinking that comes from my past hurts, from the pain I suffered, from the unresolved issues that are stored in my subconscious mind? Do I continue living in a state of sadness, depression, or do I choose to want to live in a state of happiness? That's your choice. And so when this new information comes, it's a choice to say, okay, I'm going to step out and do this. Most often, people are fearful. And this is the other thing that happens in our childhood. We experience so much hurt and traumas that fears is the big part of our childhood. When we are adults, we go about our lives in pain, depression. Sometimes we're not aware of the way we do things, the way we say things. Normally just a behavior. The behavior comes from unresolved issues deep in the subconscious mind. If you take the time to get that information, that unresolved issue, if you unpack it, you'll experience healing. You no longer have to live life in that state. I would take people on what you would call timeline therapy, and we go along their timeline to see where the actual event had taken place, who was responsible, who was around it. When we do that, we identify an emotion that has plagued them for 30 to 40 years of their life. And when they get healing, we're able to remove that from their timeline, replace it with happiness, with positive living. Jesus says, come unto me all who are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. In other words, he's not just saying, just give it to me. He's saying, let's unpack that burden together. Give it to me. Give me the situation. Give me the childhood trauma. Let me show you that I was there the whole time. Children store those memories way at the back of their mind. That's why when a child is going through something and is hurt, they will cry for that moment, and the mom will try to soothe them. When the child goes back to play again, the child has forgotten about that pain. Not forgotten, it has been stored in the back of their mind because the subconscious mind looks after you. It knows you cannot deal with it. So it stores that information way at the back of your mind for a time when you can deal with it. Now, life coaching offers that opportunity for you to deal with those issues. I've spoken about the fact that your subconscious mind stores all your memories. Everything that you were taught, everything that you saw when your parents behaved a certain way, you gave meaning and a reference to their behavior. And that reference that you gave became your belief, became your outlook, became your reality of how to deal with that situation. So let's look at an example. Let's look at the iceberg. Now the top part of the iceberg would represent your conscious mind. In other words, the observer of life, in what you see. The part below the surface is representing your subconscious mind. Now we know with the Titanic, they saw the small ice on top of the sea, but below was this huge piece of ice that tore into the ship's hull. Now that is your subconscious mind. It is controlling your life. 97% of our lives is controlled by our subconscious mind, from that very area that has unresolved issues. That's why when you're going through emotions and you're going through different shifts in your state and you can't even explain it, you can't even put a finger on to say it, okay, this is what happened, because your subconscious mind is controlling your life unconsciously. It's like that iceberg. Most of the information is at the bottom of your subconscious mind, and we going about life, observing life with our conscious mind. We are looking at our reality. We're looking at this car. We're looking at the situation We're looking what's before us, we're looking at the sky and whatnot. That's consciously. We can only receive a certain amount of information. But that information is not enough to change your life. It sparks an idea or an excitement to want to change. And when people say, I want to become a doctor, or I want my life to look like this, and they write down the goals, they work towards the goals. It's a hard process of working through goals. Why? Because your subconscious mind that stores all your memories, all your pain, all your beliefs, there's an internal struggle that's coming up with regards to the new information, which is your goal. And you find those people would give up. Find the people that are trying to achieve the goals will take a little longer than most people, because of the amount of problems that they have been going through. Remember the movie Vagabonds? Matt Damon, he had struck the ball and it ended up in the woods. And so here was the main actor, and he was found the ball, and the ball was hidden between these two trees. And he was struggling with, how do I hit this ball? And Will Smith came alongside him and explained to him that it's not a problem. The situation is like this. The main actor, Matt Damon, was struggling with his war issue. That particular setting was reminding me of the time when he was at war. He had a shot to take, but it was conflicting with emotions that were unresolved in his life. So here was Will Smith guiding him and saying it's going to be okay. It has nothing to do with that. All you got to do is focus on the shot and focus on that. In other words, let everything just fade away to the back of your mind so that you'll be able to focus on the shot. When you practice positive thinking and positive living, there will be an immediate shift emotionally from sadness to possibilities. You will start seeing your life in a different manner. Your countenance will clear up. The way your outlook in life will change. You become aware that you are responsible for that emotional shift. So you have a decision to make. Do you continue in the state that you are in, or do you want to choose to live your life with happiness and possibilities? For more information, follow our social media at Freshwords_ZA. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we welcome you to join the conversation using our hashtag Freshwords. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.